Where I am now, better than before. Through those open doors, where I am now, where I am now, I'm in a special place. I'm tired of the place where I am now. It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, this FYI radio show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear in the background is none other than Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton Facebook page, and you can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the world, all you have to do is go to 1400 AM or 1350 AM, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning. Mr. E, is a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace 95.3 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, and WMVA 88.9 FM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. We'll shout you out later on in the show.
Facebook, YouTube, Instagram.
All them.
And you do what?
We'll shout them out, but make sure you go to YouTube at Crystal Records 1, CRISTO Records 1, and FYI Radio Show host Yolanda Hinton. That's on YouTube. Again, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook Live. We're there. And we need you to give us some numbers.
You shout them out?
I promise.
Shout out.
So, Mr. E.
Yeah.
What day is it today?
Today hump day.
It was a happy hump day, Mr. E. Happy. It's September.
That's right, September the 4th. And I want to say happy birthday to my grandson on today, Devion Brown. Happy birthday to you, boy. He turned 27 years old.
Oh, my. Happy birthday to a whole lot of folks. My daughter had a birthday September 1st. A happy heavenly birthday to my mom that was on yesterday.
Wow.
I got a nephew in September, a niece in September, a whole lot of September babies.
That's right, Miss Hinton. September. And we want to wish everyone that was born in September happy birthday.
So, Mr. E, we're getting closer and closer to a new season.
That's right, Miss Hinton. It's coming right around the corner. We have about how many days left?
Oh, my goodness. Is it what? The 18th or 20-something? And it'll be fall. No more summer.
That's right. Spring was in the air. Summer was everywhere. Now it's fall.
Which is a beautiful time of the year, in my opinion.
That's right. When you see the leaves falling and the wind changing, well, we just getting a little bit of it earlier today. This week, the climate's changing. Everybody's sneezing and it's just preparing you for what's to come.
Absolutely. We had a wonderful Labor Day.
Yeah.
Salute to all the workers and everybody that just put in the grind and have labored. And it was a wonderful laid back holiday. And we're back here Ready for some more FYI radio show.
And that's what it's all about. We're back here to give you nothing but the very best on FYI.
So, Mr. E, if you're looking for Instagram for some reason, we have lost them in the sauce. So, I apologize, Instagram. I'm going to try to get you back up here. But in the meantime, we have a wonderful Wednesday segment, What's Under the Hat? And we're featuring early voting.
That's right. That's what it's all about, Miss Hinton. We got to prepare the people, prepare the people, prepare
Yeah.
the people, prepare the people for this great early voting section that's coming around the bend. You
Mr.
know,
E, I want to early vote.
you can early vote. All you got to do is make sure that you're registered to vote first.
So, when can voters begin to cast their ballot?
You know, Miss Hinton, they can already start casting ballot, not start, but they can early vote starting in September.
In September, this month, this is
That's
your month.
right. In
But
September.
first of all, those that have not registered to vote, we need you to get up and start registering so you can vote early.
That's right. That's right. Miss Hinton, folks got to learn, got to be able to make sure that they are qualified to vote. They got to make sure they're a convict felon, that they have their life turned around. They got to make sure that they are eligible to vote. They have
Yeah.
got to make sure that that they can vote. You know, to be eligible to vote in Virginia, a person must be a resident of Virginia.
Yes.
A person who has come to Virginia for a temporary purpose and intends to return to another state is not considered a resident for voting purposes.
Mhm.
They must be a U.S. citizen, be 18, or any person who's 17 years old and will be 18 of age at the next general election should be permitted to register in advance and also vote in a intervention primary or social special election.
Yeah.
Not being registered and plan to vote in another state. No, not currently declared mentally incompetent by a court law. If convicted of a felony, your rights to vote must be restored.
Yes. And we're talking about the vote because we have 62, I believe, days, Mr. E, until we have this presidential election.
That's right, Miss Hinton. And there are several reasons that we need to get out there and do what we need to do.
Yes.
We cannot stress it enough. You need to watch the ballot, what's on the ballot. You need to really pull yourself together and say, hey, listen, I got to get myself together so I can go down there and vote. Voting is important. It's the way that you can, determine who you want to put in the White House, who do you want to put in different places
Yes.
in your super wards and things of that nature. You got to get out there and pull the level.
Absolutely. So again, you must register first. You can't just go in there and say, I'm going to vote. You have to have all your credentials. Mr. E just said in the resident of Virginia, if you're a resident, some of the things that you have to do. But go to your registrar. Is that how you pronounce it? Or your local voter registration office. Let's put it like that. In your state and find out what it takes to register for the first time. We got a lot of new folk. We got
That's right.
the youngins, Mr. E turning 18 or 18 years old that want to vote. Then we have people that want to get into this election bad for some reason or another. And this is going to be their first time.
You know, Miss Hinton, everybody, if their first time, what we don't look at is the history of voting. Sometimes we got to look back and see in 1965, if I'm not mistaken, that was the first time a woman ever got an opportunity to vote.
I tell you what, who's going to be turned out? The women, the women are going to be on board this election because you have the women's the issues, reproductive rights, abortion rights, pro-life right, all that stuff. You have all that on the ballot and more. And so women are really invested into this election and they want to see results that's going to overturn certain things that would turn out by certain folks.
And don't forget, Miss Hinton, they can go, or they eligible to vote. They can online register. They
Yes.
can go to the local voters registration office, like you said. They
Yes.
can, they can do a whole lot of things in order for them to be able to vote.
Looky, we got Miss Mardell Lewis. Young lady, where have you been? Good morning. She said, my two favorite friends. We also have Nathan Richardson here. Good morning to you, Frederick Douglass. And all you all, make sure you like, share, comment. We'll shout you out. Again, I apologize. Instagram, we haven't pulled you in yet, but I tell you what, we're just glad that you maybe can see us on all the other platforms. Sheila
That's right.
Robbins, good morning, sweetheart. Good to see you. And so, yes, Mr. E, this is very important. This is very important. Pushing forward voter registration, early registration, something that I want to do, mail in votes. And you're saying this is the month that we can actually start to early vote.
That's right. This is the month that you can actually start early voting, and that you can also register to mail in your votes.
Now, how can we get the registration, the application?
If you need to improve your chances of successful registration, what you need to do is where to send your complete application. You got to complete all blocks.
Where do we get it first from?
First of all, you go down to your
voter registration
office in your local city.
Yes.
You go down to your voter registration office in your local city, and like in Norfolk, you can go down to Norfolk elections office on Union Street.
And you have the online registration. You can get it there.
Yeah.
Download a PDF copy of the registration form.
That's right.
State or local government office when applying or recertifying for to apply.
Okay.
So yeah, online it makes it easy. You don't have to go down nowhere if you don't want to.
If you want to, you may complete your voter registration application by going to www.electric.virginia.gov.registration, and you may also check out your voters registration online by going to electionvirginia.gov registration. Yeah,
absolutely.
And you must provide a street address, a description of where you live as a resident, as required by the code of Virginia. You must only provide a mailing address.
Yes.
Yeah, a mailing address. If your residents cannot receive mail, you must have you are homeless. You may only provide a mailing address in box 4 if a resident address cannot receive mail. 2, you are homeless. 3, you are overseas. 4, you are uninformed. Your uniformed service member, or qualified spouse or dependent.
Okay.
And how to mail it in? You got to go to the Virginia Department of Elections, 1100 Bank Street in Richmond, Virginia.
Or your voter registration application can be mailed via the U.S. Postal Service or hand delivered to any official registration office. Yeah, if mailed, the application must be postmarked no later than the deadline. If delivered in person, either by the applicant or a third party, the applicant must be received by the deadline. On the final day of registration for an election, all general registrar offices close at 5 p.m. Applications postmarked or received after the deadline will be held and processed after the election. For questions concerning application and voting on election day, call your local registration office.
And your registration office in Norfolk is Stephanie Lyle, and she's at 18 Union Street, and her number is 757-664-4353. Or you can call in the city of Chesapeake. You can call 757-382-800 and ask for Mary Lynn Pinkman. That's in your Chesapeake office.
All right. Make sure you get it for your state. This is for Virginia. This is local government, local area. So you will go online, get your state, and find out all the details about registering to vote or early voting. And also, Mr. E, we have folks that want their rights restored, restoration of rights.
That's right. They want their rights
Yes.
restored. And if you've been a convict felon,
Okay, it says an individual is eligible to apply to have his or her rights restored by the governor if he or she has been convicted of a felony and is no longer incarcerated.
That's right. That's
Individuals who would like to have their civil rights restored are encouraged to contact the Secretary of the Commonwealth through the website. The SOC works with other various state agencies to consider who may be eligible to have their rights restored. All individuals who apply to have their rights restored will be thoroughly reviewed by the SOC, including checking their records with various state agencies to ensure the individual meets the governor's standard for restoration of rights. Upon the governor's approval, SOC will issue personalized restoration orders to that individual.
And also attached to that, Ms. Hinton, says anyone convicted of a felony in Virginia automatically loses their civil rights.
Ooh.
The right to vote, serve on a jury, run for an office, become a notary public, and carry a firearm. So
Yes,
anyone convicted of a felony in Virginia loses their civil rights. The Constitution of Virginia giving the governor a sole discretion to restore the rights, not including firearm rights. Individuals seeking restoration of their civil rights are encouraged to contact the Secretary of the Commonwealth.
Yes, so if you've lost your rights, you've been incarcerated, you got to go through the governor of your state to be restored. And then they're going to determine if you can have your rights restored to vote. I mean, at one time, hey, it wasn't a chance in the world that you could get your rights if you've been incarcerated. Now, it's a new day, and I encourage you all out there that want to vote, you've been incarcerated, go through the process and see if you can have those rights restored. You paid the price, you've been, you've done your time
That's
and
right.
everything,
That's right.
and now you want to get back into society.
That's
you
right.
want to do your part, and so we encourage you all to do it. All right, Mr. E, what is this? 15 reasons why you should vote in the U.S.
That's right.
Why should you vote?
That's right. Why should you vote? And that you have them right there in front of you.
All right. You should vote because voting impacts the future.
Yeah.
Your voice, I tell you, your input, what you feel the world looks like from your perspective and your vote point of view. You want to see things change. You want to see a better future. And so voting does that. Voting isn't a right Americans have always had. Mr. E just told you at one time, a woman, they wouldn't let her dare vote. She didn't have a voice. She didn't have a vote. She had to really fight. Women had to fight to get in a place of voting. And, at one time, certain men could vote. Those that had businesses and things like that, they're the ones that could lift their voice. Everybody else was second-class citizens as well. Then, we had African-American men who were able to vote, and then women. Oh man, all that should have been all together. Everybody should have been able to do that from Jump Street.
All at one time.
Yeah. So anyway, we haven't always had that right. But voting rights are threatened. You got folk that want to trick you out of your vote. Why would you want, if you got so much going on in your party, either, this or any party, and you want to trick folk out of their vote, what's that all about, Mr. E? You must don't have that going on like you think you do. Anytime you want to take the rights of people away through crookdom, sneakiness.
Ms. Hinton, every time you turn around, there's always somebody somewhere trying to get by on anything, any way they can get by.
Okay, voting is important for civic engagement. Voting is important in a representative government. Voting holds politicians accountable. Now that's a good one.
That's right.
Because we should be voting for leaders that really want to lead, honest leaders, and people that mean good for the community and for the country. Why, vote for all these crooks and folk that don't mean no good. It shouldn't be something that we do, but people sometimes don't consider that. They don't care if they're crooked. They don't care if they're convicted. They don't care if they are a compulsive liar. You got people that will just vote just because of a party and not because a person has any integrity.
That's why we want you to be able to look at your CNN news or your and find out who's the candidate, who's running in your for the presidential nomination, who's running in your local, who's running in your state, who's running, so you'll be able to pull the right level. Don't just go because somebody say do it this way. You got your own God-given rights that you know how you want to handle it, and go ahead and pull the level the way that you want to.
And not just CNN. They, a lot of these news places are biased against the party they want in.
Yeah.
So you do research all around. See what the person is talking about, what they're offering, the issues. Are they in line with your beliefs, your belief system? Do they have that integrity? Are they a leader? Are they good leaders? Or are they somebody that's trying to destroy our democracy, or is it somebody that is in it just for themselves?
That's right.
You do the homework. You find out who's running, and you find out what the issues are.
And then you pull the level. Then you go down to the ballot box. And remember, on the ballot box, Ms. Hinton, and I'm shooting for my cuff, on the ballot box, they got some stuff. They got some things up there on that ballot box that you need to pay close attention to. And I think you got some of them on the second page that will help our listening audience to know what's going on.
Okay, I tell you what, voting also has local impact. We're going to get that information in a second. Voting has local impact. Okay, I know everybody's into this national or presidential election, but there are people underneath them, Mr. E, there are governors, there are senators, there are represented delegates, all kind of folk that need to be in place to help run this country.
That's right, Ms.
And
Hinton.
so, your vote is not just affecting the man on top or the woman on top, but those that are trying to get in there as leaders. Your vote is going to impact them as well.
That's right. Ms. Hinton, sometimes we got to really pay close attention to the general election. And general election is November the 5th. When you look at the general election and time to pull the level, that's starting November the 5th for the presidential race.
Mr. E, give us some more tea now on this, general election and what's going on locally as well.
Ms. Hinton, when you look at the presidential ballots, when you go to the general election, you'll find that the presidential is a Democrat is run by Miss Kamala D. Harris.
Yes, she's running.
That's right. She's running, and she's got an incumbent who is Donald Trump.
Donald Trump.
Yeah, Donald Trump is running for
Republican. Absolutely.
For the Republican Party.
Absolutely. He's been chosen now. She's chosen Tim Walz as her vice president.
That's right.
Donald J. Trump has chosen J.D. Vance. Wow. It is amazing how we have all these folk, even the libertarian. We have Libertarian Information, Chase R. Oliver. His vice is Mike Termat. We have for president, we have Jill E. Stein. Did you know all this was there?
That's right.
And they said running Green, and Rudolph T. Ware.
And
so it's not just Democrat, not just Republican. We got Libertarian, we got Green, we got Independent as well. That's running this race.
Now, when you look down at the Senate, for the U.S. Senate, you got Tim Kaine. It's running against Hung Cole.
Ooh, wow.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's for the U.S. Senate. Remember, these are on the ballot. These are on the ballot. Yeah. When you go pull that level in November, and then some of the issues that we see, and for the U.S. House, I'm studying all over myself. And for the U.S. House, you got the House of Representatives, you got Kagan that's running, you got Bobby Scott, you got Republican, and Bobby Scott has been there for a long time.
Absolutely, forever and a day.
And you got Republican John Sitka III is running against Jennifer McClain, Democrat.
McClellan, Democrat. William J. Bill Moore, Republican, member of the House. Gloria Tinsley Witt, Democrat. John McQuire, Republican, and Ken Elf for Democrat.
That's
in
right.
the
That's right.
House. Ooh,
That's
so
in
they
the
got a
house.
few seats left. Then locally,
Then,
Mr. E, what's going
well,
on
locally, we got a lot of people locally. A lot of people that's running
for mayor?
in the city of Norfolk.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got Accomack County.
You got Accomack
You got
County,
22 people running. Let's see.
and that one didn't run off quite good enough
Okay.
because it's more than about 900 all over
All
in
over the
Virginia.
country.
In
Oh, Virginia.
yeah.
Are
in
you
Virginia.
serious?
Yeah,
That's a lot.
That's about 900 folks are running for county. But if you look at Norfolk, I did bring the local one that's qualified in Norfolk for mayor.
Okay.
In mayor, you got Thomas P. Leadman Jr. Running against Kenny Alexander,
Whoa.
and Giovanni is running against Kenny Alexander.
Giovanni, okay.
And then when you look at the city council in Super Ward 6, you got Jeremiah McGee running against Jeremy Mason.
Uh-huh.
And in Super Ward 7, you got Carlos L. J. Clinton, Philip Hawkins Jr., Christine E. Smith, Leon Judge, and Rodney Jordan. That's in Super Ward 7.
Absolutely. Super Ward 5, Ken Paulson. For School Board, Super Ward 6, Rebecca Topping, Sarah Calligaro. We have Super Ward 7 and School Board, Alfreda Thomas and Ronald L. White.
These are some of the ones that are running in the city of Norfolk, Virginia. So if you're looking for your local candidate, let's say if you're looking for who's running for what in different wards, in different cities in Virginia Beach, go to www.norfolk.gov and you can see all of that great information for your city and for your state.
Go ahead and see.
And down, if you want to early vote, if your early voting is voting in person for November the 5th, a general and special election will begin on Friday, September the 20th at 9 a.m. at the Norfolk Office of Election. In addition to our regular early voting hours, we will be opening at Saturday, October 26th and November the 2nd at 9 a.m. The deadline to vote early for November 5th, general and special election is 5 o'clock on Saturday, November the 2nd. And if you like to be an absentee voting, if you like to vote absentee voting is November the 5th, 2024 general special election will begin Friday, September the 26th. Wow. And voters registration, the deadline to register to vote is November the 5th election is Tuesday, October the 15th at 5 o'clock.
Give that date again. Now this is the deadline.
That's right. It's the deadline to register. The deadline to register is for election is Tuesday, October the 15th at 5 p.m. in person at 11:59 p.m.
Absolutely.
Online.
Now, we can't tell you who to vote for, but we can encourage you to vote for leaders that are going to lead and they have integrity. They love the country. They also want to see to it that your community and your family thrives. They also want to serve. That's key. Not be served, but serve. And so make sure you're looking at candidates that have that heart to serve, have that heart to care for the community, to see a country that can continue to thrive and to have success for each and every one of its citizens. And so we thank you all for joining us on today. We're going to continue to cover voting and registering and the dates and issues up until the election. So listen, come over here for a few minutes. We're going to give you some information on some upcoming shows, and we also want you to enjoy your day.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed, the co-host. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 right here on WGPL 1350, WPCE 1400, WMVA 88.9, and Peace 95.3 FM. If you want to get in contact with us, the telephone number to dial is 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadioShowLive@gmail.com. If you want to catch us on Facebook, all you have to do is go to Everette's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or FYI, and inbox us. Let us know that you'd like to be a special guest, intern, or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. Don't forget to have a wonderful, 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 wonderful whole day. Okay? Bye now.
All right, all right. It's good to be back. Had a wonderful, wonderful Labor Day.
Back.
Welcome back, you too, Mr. E, because you wasn't here Monday. We was not here, but we're glad to be here to be able to bring you some great information. Listen, we want to encourage you all to get out and vote. Make sure you're voting for some person that will be a great leader, whether it's male or female. You know, as long as they are a part of this country, a citizen, no matter what their race, creed, or color is. Just make sure they're leaders that have the people in mind.
That's right. That's what
it's all about. We just want to thank you. We're going to continue to keep this information going. You can early vote. Ms. E had the greatest information on dates about, you know, when to vote, where to vote, what time. And we'll get in that a little bit more, some of the precincts here in the Hampton Roads area. Of course, you all over the country can go online and make sure you know where to vote and make sure you're registered to vote. There are a lot of tricks out here, Mr. E.
There is
a lot of folks in high places that don't want you to vote. Isn't that crazy?
That is so crazy.
You know, we also, we went through, there's 15 reasons why you should vote. We went through 9 of them, but there's some more, Mr. E. The U.S. is in danger. That's a reason to vote. Democracy is at stake. Climate change, reproductive rights, immigration, LGBTQ rights. It's a lot of reasons to vote. You know, your issues may be there on the table. Your local issues may be on the table, your concerns. So make sure you get out there and lift your voice, cast your vote.
And you know, Miss Hinton, a lot of people may not ever understand this. Well, I'm just going to vote because Miss Hinton vote, or I'm going to vote for the same person. Listen to me real well. You know, it's real good. There's a lot of people voting for somebody that they really don't know why they're voting, but they're just getting out there and vote because somebody encouraged them to get out there and vote. Listen, you got an opportunity right now to find out who's running for what and what is running.
Yes.
You know, sometimes in our local communities, we don't know what's coming down the pipeline. You know, we don't know what's happening in our local community. They could have, like for the city of Chesapeake, they want in certain cities, they want to stop the recycling.
Really?
And they put it on the ballot. They wanted to stop the recycling program because they said the recycling place, you know, is somebody have not been paying for the recycling place, or something is going haywire with the recycling place. But it was on the ballot. It was on the ballot. When you look at what's on the ballot, these cars that you got in your backyard and sitting up on these center blocks and on wheels, some of this stuff is on the ballot that will help you, that's trying to help you. And then when they come around and give you a ticket, you know why they give me a ticket, because of the eyesore, that old regular hunk of junk that you call an antique is in your yard, and you know it's eyesore. Did you not know, Miss Hinton, that your car can be part way in your driveway and part way across the sidewalk? That's a ticket, because you're depriving walkers to walk on the walkway. So they don't want to stop Now there's some new stuff that came down the line that folks ought to be noted about is when you go to the school crossing.
Mm. Tell us
When
more.
you see those blinking lights at the school time and the sign says 15 miles an hour, please go 15 miles
You
or
better,
you
you better. The lights are up. Tell them, Miss Steve.
go 15 miles or you gonna get a ticket in the mail. They done got so smart now. Technology is so wonderful. They got out there and you wonder, I don't see no police
I
like you've been looking for in the
know.
old days. And the police, he ain't got to show up no more. All they got to do is have technology, take a picture of your car, take a picture of your driver's license, and send the ticket to your house.
Absolutely.
And you don't want no
They're already
ticket.
out
And
there.
I heard somewhere there's $1,000 fine for if you get caught in the school line.
They're not playing with you all. Those lights, just go look, observe them. If you see, just go to the schools, go
That's during
past it,
school
and see
hours.
those lights already set up. They're not playing.
That's right, Miss
So,
Hinton. So that was on the ballot. These are some of the things that was on the ballot that you got to pay close attention to. I
yeah.
want to also advise you that you can go online and get a sample of the
Mm,
ballot. Get a
yes.
sample of the ballot so you'll know what's going on. Some of the schools, some of the places that you see out here right now, like the public library,
Uh-huh.
walk on down to your library, walk on down to the schoolhouse where you register to vote and get the information. You can get your own application
Yeah.
to register to vote. You know, you can do that
Yeah.
yourself. You can do early voting. You can go downtown Norfolk. You know, one other thing that you got to understand by September the 20th at 9 a.m., that's when early voting started. You know, for early voting for special event, absentee voting, voters registration
Yeah.
office, and information 16 years old. You can do all of that and all you got to do is go to www.virginia.gov and click and listen live. I mean,
Yes.
look live.
Great information. And we're going to continue to cover this information. Also, don't forget to follow us on social media. And look, our upcoming shows again, the vote. We're going to be talking about immigration as well. We're going to be talking about what's on the ballots. Also, we're going to cover political news, who's doing what,
That's
and
right.
each party, how they're doing and whatnot. Also, we're going to talk about what's under the hat and also what's in your closet. Women's issues. Of course, you know we're going to cover what's going on with reproductive rights and, you know, rights for women that, you know, just need health care and all kind of care. We're going to cover that. And men, we're going to cover you all too. We're going to talk about some of your issues,
That's
issues
right.
concerning men, issues concerning women. Lord, when the last time we really served that tea? We got to serve some tea. It's a lot going
Well,
on.
you know, Miss Hinton, there's been a lot going on, and we right now running around trying to get everybody amped up to
Oh
vote.
wow,
You
yeah,
know,
that. But I'm talking about some real good juicy.
yeah, there's some
I
issues
ain't talking
out
about
there,
no, and, you know, that's important stuff. I'm talking about some stuff.
some juicy
some
issues,
we ain't talking about no. We're talking about some stuff.
some
Serving that
gossip.
tea. Some tea. We'll put it like that. Some
Here's
tea.
some tea I want to drop into people's lap. There
Okay.
was $1 million awarded to Isaac Hayes' son.
It was more than that. I think they.
$5 million, I think
I
it was.
forgot how
Yeah.
much it was. I know that they he can't use it the song
Who can't
anymore.
use it?
Uh, your former president Trump, his campaign can't use it anymore. And I think he may be in jeopardy of having to pay so many millions if he does. And so yeah, that's some tea for you. Because you know some of these folks not playing. You know when they say, "Look, you can't use my music. You can't use the music. Period. Music is protected. You know, you if you go and click on my name and my music, you got to pay. The royalties have to be paid for anybody that has music out there because guess what? We own it. It's
That's
our
right.
rights. We are owners of that property. It's property. And so You just can't use it any kind of way you want to. And so, for that reason, I advise anybody that's trying to take music that's not belonging to you and use it in any way, you're going to get in trouble.
That's
Period.
right. That's right.
That
And
goes for former presidents and all.
they are right now and asking all artists who has music out there and is being used improperly, please go ahead and file the claim.
Oh Lord. Anyway, yeah. So look, that tea. We got to serve some tea on Friday.
Well, here's some great tea.
This is not
I just want to give you a
tea.
little bit of tea. When you said something about tea, I spotted
That's
something.
supposed to be Fridays, but go
I-
ahead, Miss E.
Breaking news all on America. Gwen Walsh,
Then who is that?
that's the vice president.
To be.
His wife,
Uh-huh.
his wife told J.D. Vance to mind your own business.
Oh, get out of her business and mind yourn. Mind yourn. I mean, wow, JD Vance his ratings are down below the devil, and he's got a nerve to want to talk about, trying to be all feisty and carrying on. Boy, go have some seats because these women are going to show you something. They're going to show you something because you're talking too much and you're trying to act like Trump. We already got a Trump. We don't need Trump too.
you know, and here's one that's for the sports fan. I heard this through the grapevine per Mr. Patrick Mahone. He's the Kansas City quarterback,
Mhm.
saying that Taylor Swift has been drawing up plays.
What's that?
She's been diagram plays for the Kansas City Chiefs to run.
Boo. Stay in your lane, sis. Stay in your lane. You better go ahead and endorse Kamala Harris and do that. They don't need you on the field.
That's right.
Come on,
That's
mind
right.
your
That's
beeswax.
right. That's right.
So anyway, yeah, look, don't forget to follow us on social media. Don't forget Yolanda Hinton's music, make it all right. And for those that are buying it and playing it and all that good stuff, thank you. Also, again, upcoming shows coming up. Any suggestions that you have that you want to see, let me know. Also, we have our Young Women Achieving Success program coming up soon. We'll be recruiting in this month. We'll start in October. You have a young lady who's 10 on up to 17 can be a part of the program. Yeah. It's a marvelous program, and that's another thing we'll be highlighting on FYI, giving information about what we're going to do with our anti-bullying initiative, our community against bullying, a call to action now, and also our young men and women achieving success programs. You'll have information about that real soon. As a matter of fact, I'll be putting on our Young Women's page on Facebook the brochure so you can see some of the things that we do, and you can contact us as well. Also, let me see what else is going on. We
want to shout out our special sponsors.
Oh my goodness!
Yeah.
Listen, don't forget to go to www.bullvicaracademy.com.
Look at that!
Check out the initiative. Check out anti-bullying information on the blog. Don't forget the book. Bullying is Right Underneath Your Nose, and the Diary of a Former Bully by Yolanda Hinton. Don't forget the game, Bullvic. I'm so excited about that. Thank you so much, Lord. So excited about Bullvic. It's Bulvic. It's on Google Play, and it's also on. You can go to for your iPhone and your iPad at apple.com. Go on and get the game. It is a wonderful game, full of surprises. It teaches, literacy. It has a anti-bullying thread in it. It is just really a wonderful game created. It's really spanking brand new, Mr. E.
That's right.
We want you all to get the game. It's on the website. The link takes you to Google Play and apple.com. The books are in hard copy. It's also download. It's English. It's Spanish. And it is Audible. You can get the books audibly as well. The links are on the page, bulvicacademy.com, Bulvic. Get it. Also, Beard Gods is another sponsor.
That's right. Can't you see that beard?
I tell you, and look, Mr. Chris Hinton, if you all go to his page, ChrisHinton, check out the interview he just did. And it is a wonderful interview talking about starting Beard Gods and how you can get the products and how you can be a part of the business as well. And so beardgods.com, BEARDGODZ. Send a message to Chris Hinton and say, yes, I want these products, but I also want to be a part of what you're doing. I would love to be a representative and get more information about this wonderful, wonderful, wonderful business. So listen, y'all. You can be a special guest, sponsor, or intern with FYI Radio Show. Mr. E gonna serve that tea.
If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about or intern of the most talked about or in our audience of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you have to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Again, that's FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com, or you can inbox us on Facebook at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolanda Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. Drop us some information. If you'd like to be a special guest in our audience, all you got to do is email us your email, and we'll email you back on our email, from our email, to let you know what date and the time we will allow for you to be in our special guest or sit into our audience. And if you want to be on FYI After Dark, Miss Hinton gonna tell you more about that.
FYI After Dark, that's an upcoming show. Listen, right now we're doing the replays, but because we're going into the fall and the time is going to change, we're going to do our After Dark show live again. We want you all to be a part of it. You can be in the audience, you can be a special guest, you can be a sponsor, you can bring some great, great subject matter as well. And we would love to have you. So look, real soon we're going to announce when we'll be back live on FYI After Dark. In the meantime, you all just enjoy the replay. Make sure you like and share them. Tell your friends about the After Dark and the morning show so they can be a part of what we're doing. We have an anniversary coming up real soon, doing that celebration. And we want you all to join us. Keep joining us on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. We love you. Thank you so much for your support.
Don't forget, if you like to vote and you like more information, and you can do it either by your telephone or go to your computer itself, make sure you go to www.election.virginia.gov.
That's in your state. I mean, that's in this state, but your state
Virginia,
is a different number. Okay, different.
That's only in Virginia.
Absolutely.
God bless you. That's right. Go and do it.
All right.
Two down. VA.